there, Sagittarius, and welcome to Bonneco Tarot. This is your finance and career reading for the energies of April around finance and career for Sagittarius. So let's see what we got for you, Sagittarius. Too many. That's fine. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what the surrounding energies are for your reading. It's the Queen of Cups. Well, look at that. So there could either be a water sign that's prominent in your life regarding your finances and security and career, or this could be you who is definitely providing emotional support from a very mature standpoint to the people around you. Might mean that you're not quite emotionally available too, so that's the one thing to be cautious of with the Queen of Cups. But let's continue on here. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. So we've got the Death card in the center, and this is about total transformation. It sometimes can mean actual death of things, but let's see what's going on, okay? I'm going to take a look at the present energies before we look at the past. Okay, and I don't do reversals unless I feel specifically guided to, and I don't for this one. Okay, so there's something that you're defending in terms of your boundaries. And you've had to surrender in some way to this set of circumstances. I mean, this could be just basically the dynamic of so let's take a look at the past. So there's you, Sagittarius. We've got a little bit of a battle in the past. And then possibly an apology. If I were to tell the story just like that. And what are we moving into? Well, we're definitely looking forward. And we're working. But we're tired. So give me a second here while I take a look at what's happening. So there's this dynamic of keeping the peace somehow. You know, that it's like that this set of circumstances here is surrounded by, you know, efforts to offer things, you know, that the cup is out, or to try to balance emotions. And what you're experiencing now is surrendering to the boundaries that need to be taken place. You also could be really exhausted by this whole dynamic of trying to keep the peace, whether it's amongst your coworkers or with your family or with your partner. There's this this need to keep the peace. And I don't think you want to do that anymore, because I think that you've been distracted so much by needing to keep the peace in a situation that you're not able to work. So because it can't be sustained, it's like you've reached a certain death of the old because it can't be sustained any further. And you need to surrender to this defensive posture. There's no power here. This is, and you're learning. This is what you're learning. And so in the future, you're going to be looking to new circumstances, to see what's coming towards you, to work really hard and diligently on projects that feel are sustainable, that are going to give you back what you're giving, what you're putting out towards it. And even though you're tired, I get the impression that, you're actually in a much better place once you get out of this set of circumstances that has you defensive and trying to calm down the people around you. Because it's not your responsibility. And I think that that's what it is you need to become enlightened to. Is that you need to be doing this. This stuff is not your response. Other people need to figure out why they're in this state themselves. And you may be thinking that that's your role with them when it really isn't. So I'm going to get some clarifying cards out here. Let's take a look at the obvious, being the Five of Wands. And yeah, this has got you feeling like, come on, man. Can we just get moving forward? Can we get out of this? I don't want to fight anymore. It's kind of, but it's like you can't seem to see the way out, but it's there. And, it's like maybe you have to send a message, to these people that says, I can't do this anymore. I can't be bound. Maybe you need to send an email that says, we need to distribute the responsibilities more fairly so people aren't fighting. Or maybe there's information that not everybody has been given, and that's why there's fights. Maybe there's too much in mystery, and, maybe it's been easier to sort of hang out on this side of enlightenment when really, everybody should be walking this path through the gate. For whatever that adds to you. Yeah, so it's like, in order to keep everybody in the family happy, you're always the one giving. You're the one always offering a solution. You've been the glue that's been holding everybody together. Yeah. And, if you look here, the Knight, he doesn't have anything in his cup. Page of Cups has got a fish in there. So it's like, emotionally, there hasn't been a balance within the family. Emotionally, it's like you've been offering and putting it out there, and it's not coming back in the same form, and you're exhausted by that. So yeah, this is you realizing that, you know, you really have to just focus on you. Let's see this death. Clarify the death card here. Yeah, this has caused you tremendous anxiety. You know, too much. Yeah, it's left you confused. There's so much confusion. And you just want to move forward. You just want to be your playful self. You don't want to be bogged down in everybody else's confusion. It's like, and so you don't have to be. You can cut away these situations, you know, and this is what you're going to find as you go into this hangman surrender. You're going to be inspired, and you're going to see your boundaries really, really clear around this stuff. You know, because, you know, you're exercising your boundaries now. And that's creating a tower event and putting you into exhaustion again. Okay, look. See, I can't make this shit up. I swear to you. Okay? So, it's like, articulating your boundaries is important, and it's going to change everything. You know, whether or not, like, this either feels like family stuff, or it feels like, you know, a work environment where you might as well be family, or you're all kind of unconsciously working out your family issues with one another. And so, however, you know, whatever sort of drama is playing out for you with regards to this, let's get some clarity on the Nine of Wands down here, your exhaustion. Yeah, it's like, you know, you'll be tired but happy. It's about articulating your boundaries in a mature, clear, and effective way once you've come out of your state of surrender. You know, this is what you're becoming enlightened to, and it's not going to be that heavy weight that it's been before. You're going to come out of, you know, this feeling of defensiveness here with the Seven of Wands. You know, look at the dynamic and how it changes. You know, it's like here, it's like you're kind of looking back, and, you know, you're just kind of, you know, your stance is very defensive. But in the Three of Wands, it's like you're really looking forward, and you're receptive, you know, because you know that it's out there for you. So the underlying energies here, Sag, is to trust. Trust that this process is leading you to greater wisdom, to greater happiness, and, you know, and some time to finally get some shit done, right? You've probably been waiting to work on a number of things, on things that you know, that you have no doubt that you've got tremendous clarity about, that are going to work and bring you success. You know, you don't need anybody to tell you what you need to do. You need everybody else to calm down so that this won't be a distraction, so that you won't be devoting so much energy to defending or keeping the peace in an environment that's chaotic. All right, so I'm going to be pulling a card from, ooh, well, there you go. From the Distant Early Warning deck, which was created by Marshall McLuhan in 1969. And so he has added little sayings. So this one says, propaganda is any culture in action. And I believe it was Virgo that got this card. So, you know, you may also be swimming, you know, in this sort of, you know, maybe you're watching too much news, and that's also putting you into maybe a state of fear or nervousness around where you're moving forward. Because the Five of Swords, too, I mean, the Five of Swords is very similar to the dynamic of the Five of Wands. So, you know, the same energy that has got everybody arguing on Facebook about politics and so on is exactly the energy you want to turn your back on. And you want to transform into work that is sustainable. Okay? So for the long view, I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Lenormand deck and give us even more context as to where we've come from in how we're approaching our career and financial concerns for the future. We've got a lot of changes to adapt to. So there's one card. And there's the second card. I'm going to put this one over here. And the third card for Sagittarius. Okay, yeah, this is a major crossroads for you. Big time. But you know, it's really about making sure that the people that you're putting your trust in and giving your energy to are deserving of your loyalty. You know, that's super important. Because, yeah, you're coming from a place of confusion because you can't think straight because everybody can't settle down. And you've climbed the mountain. And now it's time to make a decision as to where you're going to put your energy and what it is you want to sustain in the future. What's being transformed, Sag? Okay? That's what's going on. So thank you so much for joining me. If you found that this reading resonated with you, if you could just click on that subscribe button, I would be greatly appreciative of that. I hope to go live on YouTube very soon. So, but I'll be back with more videos, and thanks for joining me.